Good afternoon. I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Friday, June the 3rd. Let's start today with a national news story, though it certainly is important in Arkansas and has some Arkansas angles that I'm going to talk about. Hillary Clinton, the Democratic presidential candidate who will likely wrap up the nomination next week, had a barn burner of a speech yesterday in which she ripped Donald Trump up and down as a dangerous person, trying to make him sort of the Barry Goldwater of this election by being untrustworthy and potentially harmful to the American people's safety, particularly homing in on foreign policy and some of the weird and wacky things he said about foreign policy. Trump seemed to be left almost stunned. His response was uncharacteristically mild even for Trump. He called her pathetic, but didn't really have much to say. He finally recouped and said, well, she made up things that I'd said. She was ready for that. She came back with solid documentary evidence, links, tapes, his own words about exactly what he had said of crazy stuff. One interesting development that didn't get a lot of national attention, but that I noted, Tom Cotton, the U.S. Senator from Arkansas, went on social media heavily not long after news began breaking of Hillary's tough speech and began talking not about Donald Trump, but about how untrustworthy Hillary Clinton was as a leader of foreign policy. I thought it looked like Tom Cotton was acting as Donald Trump's wingman on this issue. I think Tom Cotton would just love to be Vice President of the United States and have that spot on the ticket, don't you think? Today is Walmart's annual stockholder meeting up in Northwest Arkansas, and it's full of celebrities and cheering and talk about the major retailers' plans for the coming year. The big news seems to be that they're going to come up with a plan to work with Uber and Lyft and use their drivers to deliver groceries as a way to start competing with Amazon. The unions are out sending out their counter messaging about how Walmart treats its customers. They greeted Walmart people staying in hotels with USA Today's full-page ads talking about how poor our workers at Walmart are treated in terms of pay and hours and other things. A civic committee that advises Little Rock School District met last night with new school superintendent Michael Poore, who's come in from Bentonville at the hiring of Johnny Key, the state education commissioner who runs the school district now. Poore said it is absolutely his intention to bring the school district back to local control, but he dodged some very important questions about where he stands on continued expansion of charter schools and that legislation tried in 2015 that failed that year that will allow the district to be taken over by private management organizations. He's going to wait and see on some of those tougher questions. The Arkansas Bar Association had a committee studying this and issued a report yesterday that will be voted on later this month by its House of Delegates. It recommends appointment by a governor from a slate of candidates for seats on the Arkansas Supreme Court rather than election. They also made some recommendations about cleaning up ethics and campaign codes. They would like for dark money to be, if elections are to continue, to be more disclosed than they are now. I think all these are going to be tough hills to climb for the reformers. People in Arkansas like to elect judges. The Arkansas legislature likes the way the system works now, particularly that's Republican, and Republican judges, even though they run as nonpartisans, they frequently are truly Republicans, are getting elected to the bench. In Hot Springs today, a judge decided that the trial of Judge Wade Narramore, who faces a negligent homicide charge in the hot car death of his 18-month-old son Thomas, should be delayed. It was scheduled to begin June 14th. The prosecutor wanted more time to prepare. The judge said also the trial may take longer than originally anticipated when it was first scheduled. Robert Rook, a family practice physician in Conway, was arrested today by Conway police and charged with 3 counts of rape of patients. This investigation has been ongoing for 8 months. The police say the investigation is not yet closed. Gene Fortson, an at-large director on the Little Rock Board of Directors for 2 terms, 79 years old, says after he takes a trip on the Danube later this month, he expects to come back and announce that he will be running for a 3rd term on the city board. Some had hoped this was going to be an open seat that some new blood might run for. It would be tough for new blood to challenge somebody for that seat. And finally, this is the new Riverfest this weekend. It's no longer a Memorial Day event. It's a music festival only. It'll be Saturday and Sunday, although Friday night tonight there is a little beer and music thing on a separate ticket available on the riverfront. There's all kinds of music from George Clinton in Parliament to the Goo Goo Dolls. Check it out. This week's Arkansas Times has all the details. I'll be back next week recuperating from Riverfest, no doubt.